Are you going to agree? Our freedoms are waning and we'll lose our liberty, slipping one by one until there's nothing left to see. Are you willing to stand with me? Are you just going to let it be? The ranchers are first, but brother, next it may be me. We all stand together or we'll hang separately. Are you going to the tree? Are you willing to be free? It won't get any easier to regain lost liberty. Strange things are happening in this land that once was free. So brother, I ask you, are you going to stand by me?
Okay, this is the first video I've ever done that I purposely did, not videotaping my interactions with law enforcement or CPS. A little nervous, to tell you the truth. I figured that I would go ahead and go over the flags real quick. You notice they're tattered and that the one's upside down. Well, I'm a distressed American, and those are battle flags. So, before everybody starts jumping on why the flags are upside down or why they're tattered and I haven't disposed of them, I figured I'd cover that. Figure for my first video, I'll start at the beginning. For one, I'm a little bit afraid of doing this. Well, a lot of bit afraid, but I'll get over it. Anyways, I figured I'd start out with me. Okay, I was born to a 16-year-old mother. She got pregnant with me when she was 15, and she had me when she was 16. Oh. Here, hold on. Okay, anyways, and she was in the drug world. I kind of got left in different places, which eventually, by the time I was 7, I had a 4-year-old brother and a newborn sister. My mom left for, not exactly sure, I can't tell you 100% how long she was gone. I remember about a week or two, and someone called health and welfare. We were taken from my mom when I was 7. I tried to hide the kids out to stop them from taking us, but that didn't work. They found us. But anyways, so we went into foster homes. I was separated from my siblings. And I gotta say, I wasn't the ideal kid. I thought that I could do what I wanted whenever I wanted, because that's what I did at home. I mean, all the time. And so I went through a lot of foster homes. And just to kind of make it long story short, let's just say that I suffered every kind of abuse you can think of at the hands of CPS. Physical, mental, sexual, being degraded, no one listening, reaching out to the caseworkers, and since I was labeled a problem child, nobody listened until, in one case, 2 years later, after a bunch of other kids came forward, they came to question me because they were filing charges against those foster parents and also a caseworker. They were imprisoned for abusing me. So let's just say I had a major distrust for the system and for authority. Now, like I said, not all of the people in CPS are bad. There's a lot of good foster parents out there. I didn't find a lot, but I was labeled a problem child, so they wouldn't put me necessarily with all. I was more in flop houses. I'd stay in one place for 90 days, then they would move me over to this one, and I'd stay there for a little bit and move me over to this one. And some of them, I gotta say, wasn't necessarily their fault. It's because sometimes I would feel too close to the foster parents, so I would push away, act like an ass, pretty much, because I was afraid of being hurt. At the time, I didn't necessarily know that I was doing that, but looking back on it, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was afraid of being hurt. I didn't want no one to get close to me. By the way, I keep looking down because I got a little list so I can try to keep my mind on track. I've been diagnosed ADD, dyslexia, and but those aren't things that I consider honestly a hindrance. I've also had my IQ tested. Let's just say that it's up there. It's above average, a bit above average, but in my opinion, doesn't really mean nothing because this is like my first video. I'm very new to YouTube. I don't even know how to get on that My Face thing. My daughter's going to teach me, she says. But anyways, like when I was a kid, I did seek acceptance from people. So I got into the gang mentality. I never joined a gang, but I hung around a lot of them. They were my neighbors. I never really stayed in one place for more than 6 months, except when incarcerated. I went to St. Anthony's, which a lot of people outside of Idaho won't know what that is, but it was, at least at the time, it was the largest juvenile corrections center in the state. And to be honest with you, I learned a lot there. I learned about controlling my anger more. I was a really angry little kid. I mean, I gotta say I did have some justification for it, but, well, actually, screw that. I had justification to be angry, but I didn't have justification to take it out on others. There I learned a lot. I searched myself a lot, and you do group processes, so I get to hear other people's trains of thought, what they were thinking, why they were doing their crimes that brought them there. I was never really a violent person. Never really considered myself a tough guy. But I would steal stuff. I never really was much for destroying stuff. But I mostly stealing stuff and petty stuff. You know, there was a few felonies, I gotta say, but it was usually like I did do there's, you know, like I said, a few felonies. Okay, and that took me all the way up into I was 16. I bought some stolen stuff while I was charged with buying stolen property, and I was tried as an adult, and I was sentenced to Cottonwood, which is a 6-month retained jurisdiction in Idaho. They did retain jurisdiction, and I got out on probation. And I did pretty much perfect. I mean, I don't know how else to say. I mean, I never got a single violation, bought a house, I got married. By the way, I met my wife when I was 17. We were together for maybe 2 months, and then I went to Cottonwood. When I got back out of Cottonwood, I still had to do some county time. So it was about a year in between, and 3 days out of jail, I got married. A guy afraid of commitment from one institution to another. But I tried to push her away, and she just wouldn't go for nothing. She just wouldn't go. So I stuck it out with her too. And we had our troubles, but we've gotten past that. We've grown in our relationship. We've been married 17 years now. The 27th of this month, we'll be married 17 years. And see, when I got out of Cottonwood, it was kind of a turning point for me. I decided I had 2 different options I could go. I was fairly well respected in the criminal community. I could have connections if I wanted them to further my criminal career. But if I went that career, then I couldn't have kids, because that's what they attack, is your kids. So I decided I had to choose one or the other. Was I going to be a family guy, or was I going to be a criminal? I had to choose one or the other. Thank God I chose family guy. a lot of people say it, that, you know, you don't really know what true love is until you have your first kid. And nobody believes him, including me. I didn't believe him. Yeah, whatever. You don't even know what love is. You know, what are you talking about? Because you had a kid. Then I had my first kid, and you'd never know that you could love someone outside yourself so much and care so much about them and be so invested in them. I mean, to be honest with you, my now 15-year-old daughter is my first true love. I love her to death. I would live, die, or kill for her. And see, in that, I knew the system was bad. I knew the health and welfare system was bad. But I hid my head. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't. They left me alone. It took me a while. Since I've been an adult, they've charged me with. I did an FBI background check here not too long ago, and they found 38 charges. 4 of them I was convicted on, okay, or pled guilty to. Okay, one was a DUI, trespassing, livestock at large, disturbing the peace, I believe. Out of the 38 charges. I don't have a lot of money, never had a lot of money. My family doesn't have a lot of money. I didn't have fancy attorneys. The charges were just simply bogus. They wanted to mess with me. My probation officer and my mother-in-law, who hired me an attorney at one point, so because she got tired of them messing with me, they helped me get away from them. Then once I got away from them, I didn't want to invite them at all back into my life. I stayed away from it. I didn't participate in society. I built my community. What I mean by that is family and friends, people who will help me out and that I help out. And I hid my head in the sand, to be honest with you. I knew it was bad. I mean, I knew 9/11 was a whole crapshoot, but I didn't investigate it. I just figured, well, he knew what was going on, but I didn't know the full extent of it. Ruby Ridge was actually in Idaho, the state I'm from. And I knew some people who knew him and stuff. But I just thought, you know, white supremacist weirdo. Like the media wanted me to believe. The same with, you know, the Oklahoma City bombing. Well, with that, actually, I seen it as he was kind of declaring war against the government. He was an ex-veteran, stuff like that. It never sat right with me, but I never investigated it either. You know, but what brought me back into it is a little over a year ago. Well, actually, I'm starting to lose amount of time there. Maybe that'll go into. I'll go into the next. In the next video, I'll go into what brought me back to standing up. What brought me back to wanting to be educated about this. And I got like 2 minutes left. So basically, I didn't put this video out for anybody to feel sorry for me. I don't care. I would not wish my childhood on anybody, but God has prepared me for this, I believe. I'm having a little bit of a hard time finding my place, to be honest with you. But God's knocked down the fears that I've had about speaking out and about doing what is right and the costs of what is right and how I need to logically figure out what's best for me. And he's taken me a little bit outside that and kind of guided me here lately to stand up, to make my voice known. I've thought about doing 100 different videos, saying 100 different things, but I could never just come up with it and just do it. So I know this video's a bit rough. Please forgive me. This is the first time I've purposely videoed me. And I'll continue this up. I got a few more I think I'm going to do tonight. And please just bear with me. I've been on YouTube for a total of 6 months. Never really texted. Don't even know how to get on MyFace or any of that stuff. The Twitter just seems dumb to me, but I don't know. My time's about up. So anyways, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.